Hi, it's Nat and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about the Virgo new moon solar eclipse that's happening on September 21st at 12:54 p.m. Pacific time. And today I want to start off this video with a cleansing technique or ritual, whatever you may call it. And it's simply just using sage to cleanse my energy. Sage is super beneficial when you add it to your daily ritual or when you do it whenever you feel you need it. You can use it to cleanse the energy for yourself. You can use it to cleanse the energy of your room, your living room, whatever spaces that you feel you want a total clearing of stagnant energy and you want something fresh and new. So I'm going to start off with my sage stick and show you guys my process when I sage. So I'm going to sage my personal energy, and usually when I do this, I just go in my backyard and I sage like my whole body. And I'm doing it in my room for this video, but I want to know if you are doing it inside, you want to keep a window open, and that's why I have the window behind me open. You need some source of airflow in order to let the smoke ventilate and to let the energy clear out. So that's when you are choosing to cleanse yourself inside or choosing to cleanse your indoor spaces. But I do suggest that if you are just cleansing yourself, go ahead and do it outside because there's plenty of ventilation. And there's plenty of, like, I guess you can say symbolism of just letting the smoke totally clear through the air when you're outside. So here's my sage stick, and if you are living in the San Diego area and you're curious about where I purchase my sage, go ahead and comment or reach out to me on Instagram or just comment below on this YouTube video. So you can see I've already burned it. I'm gonna go ahead and light part of my sage. So since I'm just cleansing myself, I'm just gonna use a little bit during this time. It's actually a little bit more lit than I wanted. But what I do is I set an intention. So we are in Virgo season and we have the Virgo new moon. So my intention is gonna be related to, I'm gonna choose health. Virgo is representative of health and service to self, service to others, your day-to-day routine, and remaining grounded. So I'm gonna choose health right now. And my vision of health is always holistic. It is mental health, it's emotional health, it is spiritual and physical health. So my intention is going to be rooted in being able to embody all of the holistic elements of health and what that means to me. So I'm going to begin to sage, and I'm thinking of my intention, and I believe what it's going to be is I am rooted and grounded in my holistic health routine. I am grateful for the routine that keeps me centered in myself. And it could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as even just saying a couple words. Sometimes when I go through my living area, I will think of a couple, even just like 3 words to repeat while I'm saging. So for example, you can say cleanse, clear, and protect. Or you can say positivity and self-respect. Or you can say love and happiness. So it really is all about what intentions you want to set while you're cleansing, and it can be simple while using a couple words, or you can think of a phrase that you want to repeat while you're saging. So, and when I sage myself, I will just sage all over. I'll sage my head, the top of my head, behind me. I'll sage my arms, all the way down to my legs and my feet. So this is perfect. There's only a little bit of smoke left, and because I'm only saging myself indoors, I didn't want to get this totally smoking and going. So if you have any questions about what where I buy my sage, or if you want to develop a practice around sage and you have any questions around that, go ahead and comment on the YouTube video, or you can reach out to me via Instagram. So I'm gonna leave this right here. And now we can begin the energetic breakdown of this Virgo new moon solar eclipse. This Virgo new moon solar eclipse is a really important and special lunar phase right now. We are in the middle of eclipse season. So this is a reminder to continue to just observe the changes that are happening right now. They're going to be changes that are specifically related to the house where Virgo sits in your personal birth chart. And it's going to also relate to the axis where Virgo and Pisces is in your personal birth chart. So it really is a time just to observe and reflect on the changes. The energy during eclipse season is going to remain potentially chaotic and potentially uncertain. So it is a really good time to just stay grounded, remain grounded. And I believe this Virgo new moon is a great opportunity that's showing us how important it is to remain grounded during this time. Virgo is the sign related to health. It's related to mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. And I am including all of these elements of health because Virgo also rules our day-to-day routines. And oftentimes our day-to-day routines include a holistic view of health. It could include going on a walk the first thing when you wake up. It could include journaling at the end of your day. And it can include meditation and whatever it is that you do to fulfill yourself in the health sector of your life. And Virgo is also related to service. It's how we service others. And I'm going to note one super key theme of this new moon in just a minute, and it's related to service to others. And before that, I also want to note that Virgo is also about the little things that happen in our day, or the little things that happen in a plan or a project. So it really is grounded in the present moment. It's about doing the necessary steps and staying committed to the necessary little things, because the little things truly add up to something larger, bigger, and better. Virgo energy is also rooted in a lot of mental stimulation. And it's important to note that Virgo is an earth sign. And when you think of mental stimulation, you always usually think of air signs, because air signs are rooted in being communicative in one-to-one relationships, and being communicative with larger groups of people. So intellectuality usually is a key word that is associated with air signs. However, Virgo is an earth sign and its ruler is Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of processing information. So Virgo has this tendency, with its commitment to the little things and also being ruled by Mercury, it has this tendency to overthink, overanalyze, and really put a lot of mental energy towards routines. And it's important to note for Virgo, when we're thinking about this theme, we want to be able to use our mental power to guide our day-to-day routines and really stay analytical about our day-to-day routines, because it is about making sure you're doing what you need to do and what is efficient for you. And with Mercury being the ruler of Virgo, there is a tendency to get caught up mentally in these little steps and in these routines. So during this time, if you find that there is a lot of mental activity going on and it's rooted in the little things or your routine, this could be a sign of the Virgo energy that's very prominent at the time. Now let's get into the importance of this Virgo new moon solar eclipse. So the first point I want to make is that this new moon solar eclipse is happening at 29 degrees. So the sun and the moon are conjunct at 29 degrees in Virgo. The major importance of the 29th degree is that it is the last degree that the sun, the moon, or any planet can be in a zodiac sign. So this truly is representative of wise, mature, and evolved Virgo energy. And wherever you have Virgo in your personal birth chart, this new moon is really going to naturally unfold a very wise, grounded, mature, health-centered, service-centered energy, because it's happening in the sign of Virgo. And when we think of the 29th degree in Virgo, we can think of all the positive and evolved elements of Virgo. So like I was talking about just before, the ability to overthink when it comes to Virgo energy. When we're dealing with this new moon happening at the 29th degree, that overthinking can quickly be managed, and it could quickly be seen as something that doesn't serve us. So the energy of the 29th degree is coming in and saying that, or finding that, if we have moments where we are overthinking and we're truly like doing mental gymnastics around the little things, around a routine, this new moon at 29 degrees is going to be able to catch us in the moment. And it's going to allow us to move past it and really ground and center ourselves. And another aspect that I don't think I mentioned yet about Virgo energy is this reliance on getting things right and potentially getting things perfect. And that, striving for perfection can be linked to adding to high mental activity and overthinking. And with this new moon happening at the 29th degree, we may really be embracing imperfection right now. And that's such an important element that is rooted in Virgo energy and the 29th degree of Virgo energy, because we're able to see that with Virgo, yes, the energy is about the little things, but the point is that we are continuing to do the little things. We find the importance in doing the little things, but we're not getting caught up in perfecting the little things. We can see right now that we can embrace imperfection and we can allow ourselves just to simply show up and kind of let the idea of being perfect, scoop to the side. So that is another positive element about this new moon in Virgo, is that we may be accepting and embracing imperfection during this time. And the last note that I want to make about this new moon solar eclipse happening in the 29th degree is that there's going to be a really important focus on health for ourselves and service to others. And there's a really good connection with these two. Health is how we show up for ourselves, whether it's waking up, going outside, and sitting in the sun and meditating the first thing in the morning, or whether it's going to the gym first thing in the morning, or going to the beach, going on a hike, grounding yourself throughout the day, or whether it's calling a good friend, calling your parents, calling a family member, or reaching out for help. It really encompasses all the elements of health with this new moon happening at 29 degrees. It is the emotional health, it is the mental health, it's the spiritual, and it's the physical health that is really important for us during this time. And we also notice that when we take care of ourselves and we fill our own cup and we honor the things that we need to do to show up whole and to show up happy and fulfilled, we are better able to service others. And that can even just be related to showing up for work, who you help when you go to work, whether that be your coworkers or clients and customers. When you take care of yourself, which very much is Virgo energy, when you truly set a huge importance on your personal health, you are able to service yourself and service others better. During this time, we also have the sign of Venus in Virgo. Venus has just moved into Virgo and it's at 2 degrees, so it is going to sit here for a while. And Venus in Virgo will show up as really showing love, care, value with the themes of Virgo. So there's going to be even more importance on health, a health routine. There's going to be importance on service to others. And there's going to be a great importance on remaining grounded and centered and in the present moment. So Venus in Virgo, I believe during this time for the new moon solar eclipse, it's adding an extra like punch of love and values and beauty to this to the Virgo themes that are very prominent for us right now. One more note about Venus and Virgo. I think a key theme for Venus and Virgo is acts of service. Venus is related to what we love, how we love, what we value. And when Venus is in Virgo, acts of service could be a huge love language for people who have Venus in Virgo, or also during this time. We may be showing our love, our appreciation, and importantly, our value for others with acts of service during this time because we have Venus in Virgo. Now I'm going to go over some aspects to the new moon solar eclipse that's happening during this time. And we do have some tougher aspects that are at play right now. And this doesn't mean to be worried or to be fearful. This just means that there may be some tension arising during this time. And when you're able to look at the bigger picture, the importance of the new moon solar eclipse happening at the 29th degree in Virgo and the fact that Venus is in Virgo this time, these are two really positive energies that are available to us right now. So when we have these tougher aspects, it's just to be mindful of tension that can arise during this time. So the first aspect I'm going to talk about is the sun and moon at 29 degrees Virgo opposite Saturn in Pisces at 28 degrees. So when we think of oppositions, we think of just total opposite energy, and we can also think of tension among the planets at play. So we have the opposition between Virgo and Pisces, and now we have Saturn in Pisces opposing the Sun and Moon in Virgo. Saturn is the planet of discipline. It's a planet of structure. It's a planet of rules. And it's also the planet of authority. So when this is opposing the Sun, which is our identity and personality, and the Moon, which is our emotions, our feelings, our instincts, I believe this opposition is showing us right now that we have a long-term goal that we may be really focused and rigid with. We may be so stuck on that long-term goal that this opposition now to the Sun and Moon in Virgo, we may be neglecting a need that we should be honoring at this moment. So there's this potential internal conflict and struggle among really staying disciplined and focused on a long-term goal, but knowing that in order to achieve that long-term goal, we need to take care of ourselves in the present moment, and we need to honor needs and wants during this time in order to remain consistent and to take care of ourselves so we can continue to show up. So since the new moon solar eclipse is happening in the sign of Virgo at 29 degrees, I think that with this opposition, there will be a potential internal conflict with long-term goals and needs and wants at the moment. But I believe that we are going to choose to honor our needs during this time. And when we honor our needs during this time, we'll be able to stay grounded, stay focused, and continue to show up towards that long-term goal. However, we matter at this moment, and there's a focus on taking care of ourselves during this moment. The next aspect I want to talk about is Venus in Virgo at 2 degrees is squaring Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree. And squares are tension. And I believe this is an aspect that we can see playing out in real time. And like in my past videos, I've been relating that Uranus in Gemini is related to the way that friends, communities, larger groups of people, and the collective communicate with each other. And Uranus rules over friend groups, communities, larger groups of people, and the collective. And Gemini rules over communication. Uranus also rules over the internet. So a key theme of Uranus and Gemini, I believe, is reflective of how the collective communicates with each other through social media. And when you have this squaring Venus and Virgo, Venus is our values. It's how we love, it's who we love, it's our beauty, and it's what we care about. And Virgo is health, day-to-day routine, service to others. We have this tension between communication on the internet and our values. And like I mentioned, I believe this is something that really is playing out in real time and something that we can truly observe just by going on our phones and going on social media. I believe this is showing the tension of people sharing their values on social media and there being conflict and unexpected, because Uranus also rules unexpected events, shocking events. I feel like the discourse on social media is focused on our values during this time, and it can be quite shocking when Uranus is involved because we may be finding out the divisiveness right now and how divided we feel on social media. I also want to note that I think this aspect could also show that our values may not be even accurately reflected on social media. Like, it may actually be shocking to see the discourse that's happening on social media among the collective. It may be shocking of the rebellion and you know, I was about to say shock, but it may be shocking how the collective is communicating with each other online. And I'm gonna leave it as that, and we can see how this is going to continue to unfold during eclipse season. I'm gonna go over a couple more aspects, and I think the next one really ties into this Venus square Uranus aspect, and it's the fact that we have Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree, trining Mercury in Libra at 5 degrees. We also have Pluto in Aquarius at 1 degree, trining Mercury in Libra at 5 degrees. So Mercury is all about communication. It's how we communicate, who we communicate to, and also how we process information. And when this is trining Uranus and Pluto, Uranus is all about the internet, larger groups of people, the collective, it's shocking events, it's rebellion, and since it's in Gemini, it's going to have an emphasis on communication. Pluto is all about deep transformation, and when it's in Aquarius, Aquarius is the ruler of larger groups of people. It's the zodiac of friend groups, communities, larger groups of people, and the collective. So you can see that communication is really tied to the collective and the transformation of the collective, I believe specifically on social media during this time. And since there's a trine aspect, and I mean, now that I'm looking at it, there's actually a grand air trine with this because there's a trine from Uranus to Mercury, there's a trine to Pluto, from Pluto to Mercury, and there's a trine from Pluto to Uranus. So this is an air trine. Air energy, the air element is all about intellectuality, communication, larger groups of people, one-to-one relationships. It really is a social element. And there's transformation, larger groups of people, and communication all involved. So this is another aspect that we can see playing out in real time. We can see it unfolding in real time. And I want to note that since Mercury is in Libra, Libra is about justice. Libra is about the tipping of the scales and getting to a point where we can find balance. So there's a lot of discourse happening online during this time, and Mercury in Libra may be, I think what it's reflecting is both sides. You see a lot of discourse between both sides, and you see a lot of tipping in the scales. And whether those scales will balance, we will have to see that play out. So that is it for my new moon solar eclipse in Virgo energetic breakdown. I want to stress the importance that since we are in eclipse season, we are still being asked to observe and reflect. So we want to see how the remainder of eclipse season unfolds. We are halfway through, and eclipse season and the energy of the eclipses are taking over the full month of September. So for the remainder of September, Focus on remaining grounded and centered in yourself. Also focus on observing, taking a step back, and seeing how things are changing at the moment. And on a positive note, to leave everyone off on a positive note, the fact that this new moon solar eclipse is happening at the 29th degree is pretty important and pretty special for all of us during this time. It is the wise and mature and full evolvement of Virgo energy. And it's showing us that there is such importance in the little things. There is so much importance in the things that we do in our day-to-day. And we may be seeing and feeling grateful for the things that we do for ourselves. We may be noticing that the little things we do throughout our day make such a big difference in our overall health and how we show up for ourselves and how we show up for others. So focus on ourself. Focus on yourself during this time. Really see the importance of what you do on a day-to-day basis. Also see the importance of taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically during this time. And since we have Venus in Virgo, it adds a lot of value and love and care towards Virgo themes. So these are really good really good transits to focus on during this time when there is a lot of uncertainty because of eclipse season. So I hope everyone is feeling ready for this new moon solar eclipse happening on September 21st. And I will see you all next time. Okay, thank you and take care.